Welcome back to Making Video Your Business. Today I'm joined by my good friend Amie from Shush PR. Amie, hi.
Hi.
Thanks for coming on the podcast finally.
Yes. It's taken a while, but we're here.
I've convinced you to do the podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks. Happy 2026. I don't know when this is going to go out, but at the time of recording, it's January. So happy 2026 to you. Yeah.
You
do you have a nice festive period?
Do you know what? It was so chilled.
Did you eat lots of cheese?
I did eat a lot. And then, I ate a lot of cheese and crackers,
Nice.
and then I've just got my intolerance test results back. I have a dairy intolerance, so
Oh, right.
probably
So you
wasn't
shouldn't
the
have
best
eaten the
thing.
cheese. I love cheese. That might be something that pushes me.
I am gutted. More gutted because my favourite food's pizza. You can't have a pizza with vegan cheese. It doesn't work.
A friend of mine had a pizza the other day because he's dairy intolerant without cheese, and it was just bread and tomato.
No, it's a no from me.
Weird.
I might just deal with the pain.
Anyway, we digress. Thanks so much for coming on. We've worked together on a number of projects over the last 2 years or so.
Yeah.
Can you tell our listeners and viewers who is Amie and what is Shush PR? What do you do for your customers?
So I've been working in the PR world for longer than I care to admit.
Yeah.
Even though I look like a baby, I'm actually older than I look.
I get that. People cannot believe that I've been working in comms for 20 years.
I know.
I know.
I had a conversation with someone the other day, and I was actually a guest speaker for my old PR tutor.
Nice.
With her new students. And I was like, it's been 20 years since I went to uni. So this is a very long time. But yeah, I've done agency and in-house. And then 2 years ago, I was made redundant and was like, well, now or never really, isn't it? So I decided to set up Shush PR, and we do fully PR service. So we don't do marketing. We work with great people like you and other companies to help us with any client requests for marketing, but we do pure PR. So it's things like your media relations, we do influencer relations, crisis comms, media training, all of those bits.
Why do you think, so in the modern world, obviously lots of social media, lots of visual content, which is great for us.
Yeah.
Lots of video, lots of photography. But why do you think that public relations, why do you think PR is still so relevant and so important? Because that's part of my background, as you know, having been in news and then working in a PR team in government. Why do you think public relations is still so vital in 2026 and into 2027 and beyond?
I think over the years it's changed. So a few years ago, when you had kind of the boost with social media and marketing, PR took a little bit of a back seat.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh no, marketing's the way to go. And a lot of people then put PR under marketing.
What is the difference?
What
would you say is the difference between PR and marketing? Because a lot of people won't know.
Yeah. There are a lot of people, and I do get asked that question quite a lot. PR is all to do with your reputation. So if you think of it in a case of sports, because most people can relate to sports.
Love sport, yeah.
So marketing is like your short sprint. That's your thing you're going to do your marketing, you're aiming for your sales. Your PR is your long distance running.
Right.
That's your marathon. That's the thing that you do consistently and keep doing it so that your reputation is out there. We automatically look after your reputation. That's what we're looking at. We're making sure that your business has a good reputation for all the right reasons. And if something goes wrong, we're there to help fix it. That's not to say that we are spin doctors. We went through a phase where PR had a very negative outlay, and I think a lot of that was to do with the media. We are always portrayed as people that if you're a rich person, you call a PR person to fix it. And there were things like this. I don't know if you've seen recently the Sean Combs reckoning, so the P. Diddy thing on Netflix.
Yes.
Right at the beginning, he's having a call about getting a PR person in to spin this story for him. And there are PR professionals out there that obviously do those things. We don't. We steer clear of that completely. But PR is all about making sure that you've got a good brand awareness, but that people know who you are and they trust you.
Yeah.
We're there to get that trust for you and ultimately show your audience that you can be trusted and that you are authentic and that that's consistent over time.
Great. I mean, so that is ideal really for businesses of all types. So SME, but particularly larger business and blue chip businesses who want to have consistency of tone, consistency of voice. And obviously that's why I was employed in government in a PR role, to effectively manage incoming media inquiries, deal with the press, deal with news channels who are interested in finding out. Certainly for larger businesses, they've got lots of moving parts, like a local authority or a huge manufacturer, for example. We've got a few here in Grantham where they've got big departments. They might employ 200 people, whatever, and those departments sort of are in silos and work independently. You would probably have a PR person or a PR team like yours working with you to have that consistency of tone of voice, and consistently be telling people the positive things, and also, as you rightly say, fronting up some of the negative things as and when they arise, because it's not always champagne and rainbows, is it?
No, not at all. And actually, my last week in the office, just before Christmas, we had a crisis comm situation for a large client, and a lot of people, they don't see everything that goes into PR. They'll see the end result. So they'll see the article in the publication or them on a podcast or whatever it is, but they don't see all the work that's gone into that. They didn't see the hours and hours that we spent on the phone with lawyers trying to work out where we stood legally and what we needed to do and the approach that we needed to take. Because a lot of people and a lot of businesses, they fall short when it comes to crisis, because we, as humans, we automatically fall in that category of going, oh, what happened to me? We'll be all right.
On that particularly, a lot of that stuff requires this kind of dialogue, particularly when you're dealing with, but not just negative, but when you're also dealing with positive things, about things that you can say in relation to, take a manufacturing company that might have some IP on a new product. What can they say about this new product? What do they want to put in the public domain? What wants to be publicly visible and wants to only be visible to them, their customers, their clients? So there's a lot that goes in. I know, because I've done the job, right? So how important do you think it still is to have that human relationship? That let's be frank, like, AI is useful and it's helpful. How important do you think that relationship is now to still have that human contact, that person to call effectively?
I would say it's more important than ever now, especially with AI. So if you put something into AI, you have a question about something, you type that into whatever AI platform you use. As soon as you see that AI overview, if you actually look at where those things came from, they're all journalist articles for the most part. So media relations has now come back to the forefront of being so important. But I think the key thing is to remember, and this is one thing that I see quite a lot with people, is they will think, oh, if I get an article in Forbes or I get an article in a UK National, it's going to change my business. It's going to change my whole life.
Yeah.
It's not, because the chances are your audience isn't actually there.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things that we have to work on with a lot of clients when they first come to us, because they will say, well, I want to get in all those UK Nationals. I'm like, but why?
Yeah.
So you're telling me that you're a tech company or you're a trade company. Your audience doesn't really care. They don't read the Nationals.
No.
But if you get an article in like International Fire Security Journal, for example, that is all of your audience.
Yes, correct.
In one place.
Yeah.
And I think the more you put into kind of building those relationships with those journalists in your niche and having that human connection, you're going to get those articles because you've put the work in.
Yeah.
Whereas I would never say to somebody that if it came to content creation, PR wouldn't be a thing.
No.
Because I can never write a blog in 30 seconds like AI can, no matter how much I try. But what goes into the things that we do goes beyond that.
Yeah.
They just see that final result and think, oh, well, in comparison to AI, I don't see why I'm paying for you. And you probably have a similar thing with video where people can go, oh, well, just get AI to make me a video. It's never going to be as good as you.
The great thing about the AI conversation, and actually genuinely it's something that we do get asked, is, oh, has it had an impact, this, on your business and everything else? I would imagine that over time, we used to something small like subtitling. One of my team, Nick, who's our head of production, I remember him coming up to my house before he worked with us, when he was working in in London, and he was actually contracted to do subtitling for a company, and he had to watch it through and physically type in the subtitles as it was going, because that was the only way of doing it.
Yeah.
Then we had a scenario where there was a company called, lots of companies, but one in America called Rev.com, and you send your video off, they would transcribe it and you get the transcript back and you could apply your subtitles. Now there's lots of bits of software, including CapCut, but we use other more professional bits of software where, you know, you put your video in personally, it will then transcribe it for you. YouTube does it.
Yeah.
You know, whatever, and it's AI transcribed, and then you can just check it for accuracy. There's still a human element because, but the speed. You know, we used to have to wait. You know, originally a client would have to wait to send a video off to get it transcribed by a person, and that was however long it took to watch it through and type it and then send it back. Then it was, it takes, you know, overnight to come back with the transcript, apply it. Now it's done in minutes. You know, and so, you know, we can't really charge for much of that service now. We can charge for the time it takes to check them and apply them and all that other sort of stuff. But we can't charge like, you know, hundreds of pounds. It's now tens of pounds. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And so AI video can do amazing things. You know, you'll have seen the Coke advert at Christmas, for example. You know, yes, that took 50,000 goes to get those clips and put them in the semblance of order, and I'd imagine there's still required an editor to actually go, right, that shot of all those people smiling drinking Coca-Cola, that needs to go after the shot of the now fake holidays are coming like vehicle. Do you see what I mean? There still would have needed to be an editor putting the generated clips together. Yes, that's not as skillful as an animator building it, but you know, there would still need to be a human interaction.
Yeah, and there are perks to AI. So one of the biggest things that I found kind of in the PR world, it's leveled the playing field.
Yes.
So if you remember years ago, like you'll know this from working in comms, if you had a client that had a huge budget, you could put so many hours into market research, competitor analysis, all of that, and they would be charged for that. And the small businesses didn't get that.
No, because they couldn't.
Because they couldn't afford
sacrifice the time,
Whereas now, that's gone. Like, you can get that market research so much quicker that those smaller businesses have now got that little step up.
Yeah.
They're now playing on the field with the big boys. And I think that's made a huge difference to a lot of businesses in how they look at their PR going forward. And I think they are becoming a bit more strategic. Yeah. Because they've got the tools available to look into that.
So obviously with Shush PR, you've got this kind of strategic approach now because you've got access, because AI has helped with that.
Yeah.
But you've also got quite a collaborative approach. How important do you think for a smaller business that collaborative approach is?
I would say it's the most important thing. Like, we do a lot of projects collaboratively with a lot of different companies. And the reason being is we could become one of those PR agencies where we hire internally. We have a marketing team in there. We have an SEO team in there. But then all that really does is it waters down the services that we offer, because I have no intention. I hate marketing. I am that person that it took you so long to get me here and it took you so long to get me to do video, just purely and simply because I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy doing things like social media. So when our clients come to us, they come to us because they maybe already have a team that they're working with in marketing. Sometimes they even have their own in-house marketing team. But what they don't have is they don't have a PR person that can then guide that strategy so that everything joins up. Because it's great if you've got a marketing team and you've got a team putting out content for you, but if it doesn't actually align with the strategy and the goals for the business, it doesn't mean anything. You're just making noise for the sake of making noise. So I think it's a case of those collaborations, it's choosing, first of all, what is actually going to support both of you, because ultimately a collaboration is partnership. You both have to get something out of it.
Correct, yeah.
But also it's working out the businesses that actually align with your business as well. Because there are marketing agencies out there and other agencies that do what you do, but they don't align with who we are at Shush PR. And we're very particular on who we collaborate with for that reason, because ultimately we want our clients to come to us for the PR, but then when they're having all the other elements added into their service, it doesn't feel like they've left Shush PR.
It can feel quite a lonely place being a business owner just when it's just you. Do you think that collaborative working softens that?
Yeah, I would say like the last couple of years, obviously we're still relatively new on the scene. Although I've worked in PR for a very long time, as a business, Shush PR has only been going 3 years this year. And those first couple of years when it was just me, and we had obviously interns and we have freelancers that we work with, but it's not the same as having a team with you, because when you've got that team with you, they're invested and you can talk to them about everything. Like, I can talk to my husband about the business. Doesn't really care. He'll be supportive, but he doesn't really understand what I do because our brains work completely differently. He's a project manager. He's very logic focused and very step-by-step approach. I'm not like that. Whereas the collaboration side, like I work very closely with Hannah from Your Brand Lab, and that's actually given us somebody that we can bounce ideas off. We can say, do you know what? Would you do it this way? And she understands PR to a certain extent, same as you do. And I understand marketing to a certain extent. So you've got that person that imposter syndrome fits in a lot of it, especially in those early stages of setting up a business, because you do think, why have I done this?
Well, you know my theory. You know my theory on imposter syndrome, though, don't you?
Yes, I do know your theory on it.
Yeah, because we talked about it because our kids went to the same school, primary school and stuff. So we've had this conversation in the playground. Like, I genuinely believe to my core that imposter syndrome is not something to be feared. It's something to literally seek.
Yeah, because
I feel like so many people talk about imposter syndrome as this negative, like, oh God, I don't feel worthy and this and that. I'm like, good. Yeah. Because if you feel like that, if you have that kind of like thing in your stomach that goes, oh, I'm not really sure about that, it means you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
It means that you're actively seeking something new, something better, something different. I'm always looking for it. I'm always after it because I feel then like I'm on the edge, you know, and that's exciting, right?
Yeah.
And so you have to learn. You have to learn.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you'd
ignored that, or if you'd listened to that, then you'd have not carried on, right?
Yeah. And I think
so. You love it. You love imposter syndrome.
I do. And I put myself in a situation like there's certain things that I have to do for my job, and everyone always laughs at me. You know, when you do like the personality tests.
Yes, I've done
my personality test comes back that I'm an introvert.
Yes.
Me at home.
Mine too.
Definitely introvert. And I said to my husband, because he was like, you're not an introvert. I went, no, but if you see me at work, I have to put on that bubbly persona because you can't work in PR and work in comms and not talk to people.
Yeah, got to do it.
That is my job through and through. So I have no choice but to put myself out there. And I always think you've got to put yourself in rooms where you're going to learn something. If you go into a networking room or a business event and you are the smartest person in the room, you shouldn't be in that room.
Yeah.
You need to always be surrounded by people that are going to call you out and are going to say to you, you could do this better.
Love it.
You can aim for this.
Love it. I'd like one tip about video.
Yeah.
And a couple of tips about what people should be thinking about for the PR for 2026.
The first one is know your story. Absolutely. So a lot of people will automatically go into PR marketing and just start creating content.
Yeah.
But they don't actually know what they're creating content for. So I would say the first thing is sit down, and you can do it old school. Get a bit of paper, do a brainstorm, write all the things that you want your brand to be known for, all the experience that you as a founder bring to it, whether that's technical skills that you've learned, also personal things, because people buy from people.
Yeah.
And actually, some of my biggest things when I've spoken to people, that the conversation have started and then it's led into them working with me, is because I've been very open and honest that as a comms professional, I can't actually hear. So I have hearing aids. I'm partially deaf and my hearing is declining. And when people meet me, they're like, but you do a job where you have to talk to people and you have to listen. I'm like, yeah, I know. But because of me not being able to hear properly, I am a very active listener because I have to be. I have to try a lot harder. So I think those little elements, bring that into your story because that's what makes you different. And don't be afraid of your founder story because people ultimately want to see you succeed. They want to know how you got there. So I think that would be my first tip. Find your story. My second one would be strategic. So don't just go, I want to go for all the top tier publications. Actually think about who your audience is, where your audience is, and how you're going to reach them. So that might be that you're actually aiming for publications that maybe only have a few thousand readers. But if those 3,000 readers are your ultimate audience, compared to a national publication that's got millions, but actually only less than 1% of those readers, you may as well go for the smaller one. So it's finding those high impact things. And then in terms of video, it's one of those things where you say, just do it. It's like anything, just do it, feel the fear, do it anyway. I think the key thing about getting going with video is, again, knowing your story, but also making sure that the person doing the video is the right person for you. So I am very fortunate. I do know you guys here, and everybody is so lovely.
Well, the rest of them are all right.
Yeah, maybe not you so much, but then you didn't do my video, so
Yeah.
But once you've got that trust with people, you become more at ease. So a lot of people, it's like, think about the PR world. So when you do media training, you've got a spokesperson in front of a journalist. They don't know that journalist, and you can see it in them. They are very rigid. They are very to the point, say it very quickly,
Guarded.
and they don't show themselves. If you want to succeed in video and you want your video to work for you, you have to be comfortable with the person doing the video. So find that team that's actually going to bring that out and bring you out of it. Because then when people see the video, they're going to be like, oh, I met Amy before. She's exactly on video as she is in person. There's not that
completely
disconnect.
different in real life. You know this. I'm completely different.
I don't know. I think you're different with different people, because on the school run, you were like the world's biggest hype man.
Thanks.
And then we'd go into school in the morning, and if you weren't on the school run, it was like, oh, just going to have to get on with our day today. But then if you were on the school run, it was like, go on, girls, go hit it. Every sail in today. That's what we're going to do. And then you'd leave with this big boost that I'm going to do well today.
Yeah.
And you could guarantee that would follow you through for the
thanks.
day. So you've got that.
Thanks, mate. Just a couple of fun ones before we go. I like to ask every guest their favourite movie. Do you have a favourite movie?
Yeah, but don't judge me on it.
No. Oh, please. Now I want to know. What was your favourite movie?
Days of Thunder.
That is a great movie. Why are you saying don't judge me? Because that is a classic Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman.
I
think that's where they
Tom
met,
Cruise.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that where Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise met?
Yeah, I think
before they got
so.
married. No, that's a great movie.
Yeah, see, I love Tom Cruise. I mean, I love car films.
Love it.
So my second one would be Back to the Future. I think I'm just like an 80s film
You
person.
can stay. You can stay. Back to the Future is in my top
I am going to have a
favorites.
DeLorean. That's my aim in life. You know, when you have like your vision board,
Yeah.
that's mine. I'm going to have a DeLorean one day.
It's a dream of mine too. So we share that. We share that.
Okay, we'll share it.
I love it. And then a box set. Do you like a binge? Do you like a sit on the
Oh, yeah.
sofa and like a binge up?
Oh, absolutely.
Anything you're watching at the minute that's good that you could recommend?
Oh, I mean, we are watching Stranger Things because Ayla is obsessed with it. It's not quite my cup of tea.
I've never seen it. People can't believe it. I've never seen it because I'm a big box set guy.
I would say start from like season 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took... Ross and I tried to watch it when it first came out. Just wasn't for me. We couldn't get into it. And then Isabel, who works for me, was like, you need to watch Stranger Things.
Yeah.
But Ayla likes that kind of thing. So we are watching that for her. I'm actually reintroducing Ross to Dexter
Right.
because he's never seen Dexter.
Great.
I love a good crime
Yeah.
thing.
Love that.
And then Suits was another big one that we really enjoyed.
Little known fact. Suits has got a lot of series, right? Is it
Yeah.
8 or 9?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've watched the whole of Suits 3 times.
Good job.
Yeah. I have too much time. I have too much time on the television and not enough time in the gym. But I've watched Suits 3 times all the way through. I love Suits. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm also watching The Great at the moment, which is Nicholas
not.
Hoult. It's about Catherine the Great. It's good. It's like a period romp because I'm waiting for the new series of Bridgerton.
Oh,
Don't
absolutely.
judge. Don't judge.
I love Bridgerton.
I love Bridgerton. I'm waiting for the new series of Bridgerton to come because I've gone through the whole of Yellowstone and like Mobland and like all these amazing series now because we've got all the streaming platforms, haven't we?
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad.
Do you watch marketing ones? So like Emily in Paris, Flack,
I
that
haven't-
kind of thing.
No, because it feels like work.
Yeah, but I watch it
It
because
feels like work.
I literally watch
like-
it and I'm like,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
only it was that glamorous.
I watched Mad Men.
Yeah.
Because that felt close enough to work. Because it's sort of advertising and that sort of stuff. But I love that sort of 50s
Yeah.
sort of period, that sort of 40s, 50s, the sort of after post-war, like, because I can imagine my grandparents, because obviously that's sort of after the second war. I can imagine that sort of them at work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of lifestyle, sort of everyone smoking at the desks. And my granddad worked for Players Cigarettes in Nottingham, so I could just imagine him just like in a room full of smoke. Do you know what I mean? Like really 50s sort of style before everyone realised it was going to kill you.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't smoke, kids. But yeah. Anyway, mate, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.
I appreciate you coming on. I know it's pushed you out of your comfort zone, but you're getting more comfortable. So
I mean, 2026 is the year. If you're going to push yourself out of the comfort zone, you may as well do it at the start of the year.
Let's do it. Yeah. Thanks ever so much for watching. Have a look at some of our other episodes, and I'll catch you next time.